Good morning, my friends. So, it seems like I screwed with the settings a little bit and I forgot to hit that button. So, oh well. I will adjust it afterwards. Sorry about that. What do I mean? Okay. Things that we're doing. Doings that we're seeing. And what is all the hubbub about witchcraft, right? What is witchcraft? Witchcraft is the connection between us and the natural world for specific ends that we are able to bring into manifestation ourselves, right? So, as we get this show on the road, this specifically today's Workable Witchery Workshop, right? Week number 12, day number 2. Oh, the doings. Okay, so what are our ingredients today? Well, carrying on a little bit of the stuff that we did yesterday, I have to say that ingredient blend worked quite well. It was like listening to the spirits in a bucket. So for those of you that are going to mix up that spirit seeing, spirit hearing blend from yesterday, I want to make sure that you understand that it's clairaudience with the spirits is an interesting thing because it seems like those things are intangible, but at the same time, you can still hear them behind your head, right? And so that being said, the indirect routes of manifestation, which they cause using the flyargoric, what was it? It was the tonka beans and there was something else. I think it was a low John root yesterday. Cause an indirect manifestation. Well, today we're going to do a little bit about face. We're going to go into a little bit more of what are ingredients that cause things to happen. So going through, there is the low John root. Low John root is one of those ingredients that I happen to like a lot because, you know, it's been used as chewing John. You can use it as shit. I mean, like the uses of this thing. It's like if you don't know how something's going to come to pass, that's what this ingredient is for. And so, you know, we'll grind that down and we'll set the course in motion with that. We don't know how something's going to come to be. So we're going to take a piece of this. We're going to use the microplane and we're going to shave it down. Now, we know that something needs to be. What do I mean by that? I mean that whatever this ingredient blend is going to be applied for, it has to come to pass, right? We know that those energies have to bond together as one, and we know that our desires have to bond together as one. What does that mean? That means that the narrative that you need to have manifest with your spellcraft, with your connection to the environment around you. Excuse me. Mind your allergies, folks. Makes you sneeze. All right, so what do I mean by that? I mean that, okay, so you have you, right? You have your spell. You have the energy that will flow into your spell from the environment, from the earth, from the trees, from the animals, from the people that are around you, from the stones that you include in your blends, from the stars and the positioning of your place above you, right? All of those things matter. They're all energy lines specifically that if you line them up, you can cause a variety of wonderful and miraculous things to happen. Now, this is called thaumaturgy, right? The acting as an emissary of the divine so that you don't have to channel the names of God. You are an extension of that force. So that by doing these things, you're causing to come to pass your exact will. So thaumaturgy. Word of the day. Fantastic stuff. Alphys Levy is a great author on the subject. 1869, he was the first person to actually put into text that magic is an internal thing just as much as it is an external thing in Western concepts. So, what do I mean by this? I mean that in the West, the idea of the union of man and God, accordingly, the unification of the Abrahamic and the westernized idealism of the divine force that's existing outside the body can exist inside the body at the same time, right? And so you create that array, the magic circle, where you've got in Elphus Levi's the dogma of high magic and ritual, right? You've got the skull in one direction, you've got the lamp in another direction, you've got where it says magister in another direction. Well, you don't actually write that in your circle, you just stand there, right? And you've got these other elements that you're using to cause the manifestation to come to pass by either the sacred names or by the incense smoke or by the ingredients or the elements that you are bonding in that circle for that purpose. And so in the same kind of way that we are going through a direct route and application, we are going to use herbs, right? Today, high John root. We've already got the indirect roads something is going to manifest on, but something must manifest. And so nature's testicle, the jalop route, or the jalop root, is the direct route of manifestation. So we are going to take that. And again, mind your allergies. Mind what'll make you sneeze. Also try not to scrape the skin off your fingers because that shit hurts. But high John root is one of the direct routes of manifestation. It's something that controls this must happen, this is my will, so be it, right? Whereas the low John root is, this is my will, I need it to manifest, this will be the route by which it, like, whatever route it needs to, like, let it come forth, let that gate be opened and let these things be doing, all right? And so those are the considerations that you have when you're working with the combination of both high John and low John. Now, one of the nice things about today's spell is that this can be an additive to everything. It really can. Like, you can add high John and low John to absolutely everything. You can use it to protect, you can use it to banish, you can use it to summon spirits from indirect roads and direct roads, right? And then we have Solomon's seal root. This stuff is fantastic. What does this do? Well, this is a fixative. What do I mean by that? Well, Brian, fixatives are those things which are attaching. It's like glue for spirits, right? If you have an intent that you need to stick to something, you know, this is the ingredient that you use. If you're going to finish a talisman, if you're going to anchor a spirit to an object, Solomon's seal root is the thing which will finish it off. It's like the shiny polish on a piece of art that's going into a gallery. That's what that spirit that represents. And to put in a little bit of frankincense with this is to ensure that those spirits that you've attached to your indirect routes and your direct routes will come to pass in a way that elevates them and causes a higher attachment, right? It's an uplifting blend. And so this will fix those things that you're trying to cause to pass. And so your narrative is by the direct and by the indirect, by that which is above and that which is below, that which is within and that which is without. So let this be a sealing blend for all of those things which I require as they move towards my purpose, right? And so, again, I talked about it the other day with the concept of the iambic pentameter. And what does that mean? That means that every line you speak, there would be 10 syllables in it to move the energy from one line to the other. Now, if you go back through the Grimoire of Arts, right, you'll see some of the spells are rhyming, but they rhyme every other line, or they rhyme in a weird kind of way. Like there's a meter to it, there's a flow to it, there's a rhythm to it. And tapping into the principles of rhythm and vibration and association and correspondence, right? This line corresponds to the line above it because of the meter and the flow and the vibration within it. And so therefore you have these kinds of things which will allow those things to manifest, right? And so in the same kind of way, we have that rhythm, that downbeat and that upbeat, which this is a kind of blend that will allow you to trigger that kind of effect in your work, right? So this is a wonderful opportunity for your spells to come to pass. And so, you know, like with the thing made yesterday, right? It doesn't need to be much in order to have a great effect. And so with today's blend, like this can be added to a simple bay leaf spell, right? Like what can we do as far as like casting this as our desire, right? So as an example, we'll get out the three-legged cauldron, right? And inside is my little incense burner, which I use for all sorts of stuff. And then we will take this blend for that which is made of today's spell, and we will put it on the bay leaf, right? And so by doing this, we are creating a singular focus for our energy to manifest. Now, mind yourself, you don't burn your house down with this, right? And so what's coming to pass, may it be fixed. May the spirits be pure and the way be pure, and let the desires and my wishes come to manifest before me. Spirits of heaven and spirits of earth, by this smoke I give you birth. Right? And so something simple like that, and you can impregnate the area with your intent. And it will keep burning, and it does so slowly, and it smells amazing, absolutely amazing, right? And then what would you continue with this kind of a blend today? What would you carry on with this? Well, you could use this sort of a thing in order to do divination. So carrying on the same kind of blend that we made yesterday, this is the same kind of effect that you could achieve if you are looking to do insight blends, if you're looking to bond a spirit to a thing or bond the energies of a person to a thing, right? What is the thing you're bonding? Well, in this case, it is the energy to the bay leaf, right? The medium and the carrier of your desire. And so what is my desire? Right? Well, my desire is to create as much opportunity through the Spell of the Day challenge as possible, right? To create an infrastructure that will allow for the study and the application of how this spell would affect those on the other side of it, right? To create an energy system that links the individual on the singular to create a focused collective, right? What do I mean by that? I mean a hive collective, right? A collective mind that operates in a similar kind of way to the Ellis Network, the DKMU's pet project. That's a global network of chaos magicians, right? Well, we can create the same kind of thing. We can create, like, there's a giant grid that goes up every couple of years that a big group of mystics and pagans puts around in order to be able to bring and invite more celestial energy into the earth, right? And a blend like this can fix that energy in your space. So that if you're trying to build a temple space, this is a good consecration for this is your temple. This is where you're going to be. This is where you're fixing your intent from below and from above, right? You're sealing it by Solomon's seal. You're giving that root the effect that you need, right? So if you are trying to cultivate power, or you're trying to cultivate those talismata, right? The amulets, the phylacteries, the talismans, the images and such, right? If you extract the sap of the Solomon seal root, or you're using that and an extract of that to make your ink, right? To draw those seals, you're able to fix that thing, that protection, that spirit of protection into your work. So with that, my friend, mind your allergies, be safe. Don't burn your house down if you light things on fire. Fire is always fun. Anyway, I will see you in a couple of hours for the Right in the Afternoon. So many doings today. So many doings. All right. So I will chat with you later, and I'm going to go adjust this so that there can be comments. All righty, my friends. Stay safe. Remember, don't be evil.